Okay, Talia, last view of your freestyle from the side view underwater. And we're going to see a couple things here, but as you reach forward, again, you're reaching all the way along the surface of the water at your entry. So your arm, your shoulders here, you're really flat. You can see how flat the shoulders are. And that hand is actually reaching slightly upward from the shoulder. So we want the shoulder down a little bit more. So if I'm drawing from your armpit, I'm drawing from the top of that shoulder on that first view. This is where the shoulder should be more rotated on that side. And then the hand should be stretched out on a line, but the line should be the shoulder at the highest point, and the hands, the fingertips, are just a little bit lower than that, about 6 inches under the water. And what happens is when you reach up like you're doing here, then you go to pull and you'll drop your elbow. So you're dropping your elbow right here into the catch, using your fingertips to catch water, so you still have a very straight line. So your energy is pushing you up from this point. We should already be in a point where we have a high elbow. So if you're looking at a lot of really good freestylers and what they do, they'll be in this point, you're in here to the elbow, and then their forearm's already here and their hand is like this. So again, 12 to 14 inches different in the way you want to be pulling. They're already pulling the water back and anchoring and pulling themselves over their hand, and your energy is pushing up. So we got to get you in that high elbow position. The way you do that is by making sure the hand is below the shoulder. That's the only point in time that can happen. When your hand is above the shoulder, it's going to come down straight the way you're pressing it before it can bend into that catch. And right after you got the hand below, you were able to actually bend the elbow and then create that catch. So after that point, as soon as that hand got below, you went into the vertical forearm, which you're basically able to catch water and pull yourself forward. So it happens a little late in your stroke, and then again it's really wide, and that's the shoulders being very square, not much rotation. And we saw that on the front view. And then pressing through, finish of the stroke's good, breath is low, and then you can see it on the other side as well. So if I back up a couple frames, okay, again, you can see your hand is above your shoulder, okay, so it's reaching back upward, and we want to actually be here and reaching downward. So it's slight. It's a slight diagonal. There's a slight diagonal up for you. It needs to be a slight diagonal down, which is about 6 inches deeper than where your hand is. The entry of the hand needs to happen here where the elbow is right now. Let me clean that up. But it needs to happen right here. The entry should happen there, and that's going to give you the ability to get down on this line here as your elbow is straightening out, instead of pushing it back up. So when you enter late like that, your hand's going to be really flat like this. And then as you go to pull, you can see again how flat that is as you start to catch. Again, on this side, we should see, as you're pulling here, I should already see your forearm bent here. So in the hand, the fingertips towards the bottom of the pool, and you can see how flat that is. And until you get to this position where your hand's below the elbow, and below the shoulder, you can't really make that move. So yours happens later, and it'll happen right here. So now you're bending that arm, and again it'll happen wide because of the position your arm was in to start with. And you push through. Again, head position is really good. Kick's good. It's tight at times. It widens a little bit too wide at other times, but right there is very good, and you can get a little more power with it, a little more speed with those feet. Now coming into the turn, good lineup of the turn. I'd like to see you not breathe the last stroke into the wall. Try to make that breath 2 strokes from the wall. You're using the palm of your hands to flip, so good technique there. A lot of people use the back of their hand. You're using your palms. That's greater force. Feet finish. Could finish a little higher, okay? So if your feet really want to be up here on the tile, okay? Let me... right here on the tiles, and your feet are a little bit more down on the wall. So what that means is when you push off, you're going to be a little flatter with your push off. If you get your feet up here, your push off is just going to be a little deeper, And I really like that in terms of kick out. You get to deeper water. It's more efficient. It's faster. So just get a little tighter with the tuck. I talked about that on the over water flip, and that'll get you in a better position so you're pushing off. So you can just see how shallow that is on your push off. Water closer to the surface is moving with your body as you're swimming in. So you're actually swimming through that. You want to get to the more still water by pushing off just a little deeper as you come off the wall. And again, a little less movement with the hands. You can see that the arms are moving up and down. We don't want to do that because that just slows down our progress. It creates more drag up front. Okay. And again, you can just see how straight those arms are when they go to pull. I'm going to do a little comparison of your freestyle and another athlete. Hopefully I can line it up so you can see the difference in where you're catching water and where we want to actually catch water.